everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Really excited today to take a look at the 2021 Nautique GS22. This is definitely one of the more versatile models in the industry. It's really your premium crossover boat. Awesome surf waves, great wakeboard wakes, and really in the 22-foot category, by far the best ski wake available on the market today. So let's take a look at what makes this boat awesome. So Nautique's very sophisticated with their hull designs. They come out with some really unique things and really different things rather than just popping a hull together, moving it out. This was a really well thought out hull. Actually, if you look at the bow of this boat compared to the ski Nautique, their primary ski boat, the hull is actually very similar in the bow area. And then if you look toward the middle in the transom area, you actually look, it's actually very similar to like one of their G series boats. So you have kind of the best of both worlds by having a ski hull blended with an awesome wakeboard and surf hull with the G series. So Nautique also maximizes the space on this 22-footer. You kind of have a little bit of a wider bow area, not a true pickle forks type that a lot of people don't really like the way that looks cosmetically, but still kind of a traditional look to the bow, but definitely a wider bow area. Gives you a lot more space up there, and it makes the boat look really cool. Okay, so this is kind of what sets apart Nautique from the competition. Some unique, innovative features, that nobody else has. The first thing is the NSS, the Nautique Surf System, which is employed here. There's actually a metal plate that will come out a couple inches. There's 5 different settings on it. It's a very subtle movement, but it makes such a big difference in the way the wave is created. You also notice that this kind of angles downward toward the middle of the boat. That allows that wave, that surf wave, to start developing a little earlier, kind of create a bigger sweet spot that Nautique's known for. So it really is creating the wave with the hull as opposed to having like an external trim tab like other brands have that is basically just lifting and leaning the boat. This particular system is really designed, where the boat's not going to crazy lean one direction or the other, but it gives you, that wave that develops a little bit sooner in the process and creates that longer sweet spot that Nautique's known for in a surf wave. The other thing that we have is an integrated NCRS plate that's actually integrated underneath the hull. It's not just an external plate added to the back of the boat. Again, that allows you to fine-tune, adjust the wave. It also has an auto feature where if you're getting up on plane, it'll kind of help you along in that process without having to actually, think about moving the plate on its own. It actually is an automatic feature when you turn that feature on. Obviously, you've got surf pipe, and you have a, so all your exhaust is going to, bubble out past the surfer, so you don't have to worry about exhaust. And then a nice surf, applicable surf cutout here, so that the platform doesn't actually interfere with the development of the surf wave. And then also on this boat, you have a custom boat-made trailer, designed specifically for this boat. Plenty of step pads up and down the boat, great fit and finish, but it's really customized for this boat specifically, so it drives right on without a problem. So jump into the transom area of the Nautique GS22. Nice little, subtle but plenty roomy little seats here for kind of your staging area, or if you're just kind of watching what's going on behind you, when you're stopped and just swimming or whatever. But nice comfortable seats. It also works as like kind of a boot up area. You do have a nice walk-through transom, so that you don't ever have to touch on the upholstery. It's all got SeaDek on it. Little touches like cup holders, courtesy lights are set up with this particular boat. So really a good setup on the transom area. A lot of versatility in how you'd use this. But I really like these little seats back here that don't take up too much space. They don't really hinder on your storage too much, and gives you a nice little staging area to get set up. So as we move into the cockpit and the engine part of the GS22, a couple little highlights here. This is your ski tow bar or your tubing bar, which is pretty slick because it pops in and out. Really kind of cool. Kind of does it on its own. Pretty slick hydraulic on that. This boat's powered by the PCM ZR4 engine, which is over 400 horsepower. 6-liter engine. Really reliable motor. It's been out for several years. Plenty of power, plenty of torque. PCM motors have been in Nautiques for forever, so you kind of have that consistency with the engine package, so they always seem to group really well and work really well. Again, excellent, just like with Nautique, you're used to seeing excellent fit and finish. All your compartments are, engine compartment, all set up really well. This particular boat and most of the boats that we'll do are equipped with the subfloor ballast as a standard feature, but this particular one, to surf a little bit better, we do add the rear sacks that fill up the compartment about halfway. You can still store stuff on top of them, so you do have excellent wake surfability, but also maintaining a lot of your storage where, all the factory ballast, all the hard tank ballast in this boat are actually below the floor completely. So that really increases the amount of storage you have in a Nautique compared to other brands. You don't have to get the rear bags, but if you are surfing a lot, it is a recommended feature, and that what kind of pushes that surf wave from a good wake to a really, really awesome wake is with that extra, little bit of surf ballast in the back. So the helm area is obviously where the captain is going to spend a lot of his time, and Nautique, I think, really does a great job on the design of this helm. Just the way everything's spaced out, the visibility. A lot of times, there are some brands that they have multiple different digital dashes, and one's up here and one's way down here, and you kind of have to look down in order to access it down here. The Nautique one, has this nice little protective sun visor, but it's not anywhere near in my visibility or sight line. It's kind of out of the way, but yet it's super convenient for me to access without having to move my body too much or move my eye line or eyesight. I also can actually adjust everything and move all the settings on this rotary dial here. So if I didn't want to use the touchscreen aspect of it, I can just use it here. So that's the user preference. Nice arm rest here, comfortable for the driver who's going to be out there all day. Throttle, obviously a digital throttle and shift system with this boat. So really, really top of the line, stuff. There's other videos that's going to go more through the Nautique, screen here. I've got the, there's different, levels, and right now I've got the backup camera on, so you can see our garage door behind where we're parked here. I can get rid of that and see other, radio related things. I can adjust this right hand side to kind of do whatever I want it to do, and then the left hand side, I can mess with different ballast settings and all kinds of different things there. But I'm not going to go super in depth on the screen, but it is very intuitive. It's easy to use. Nautique has a programmer in-house that handles that rather than a third party, so I feel like they're a little bit more dialed in than most brands on their digital screens. So I'm going to talk about some of the features that are included on this particular GS22. Depending on how the dealers equip the boats, some of these options might be standard or optional or whatever, but this is a pretty well equipped one, pretty loaded up. The Nautique GS tower is super easy to fold down and up. You just have one little lock lever on here, and it'll actually get into some smaller garages, garage heights compared to some other 22-foot boats out of there. Obviously, you have swivel board racks, super easy to pivot, swivel in, so you don't have to reach over the side of the boat to get them going. There's Nautique's bimini top, I think, is one of the best in the industry as far as easiness to open it up and knot. It takes probably 30 seconds to open up this bimini top, and maybe a minute to put it back together rather than having to roll it up and do all that type of stuff. So that's pretty slick. There's other videos that kind of go through that process. I won't do that right now. Other thing the Nautique's known for is the JL Audio standard sound. So this particular boat has JL Audio. It has the optional tower speakers. This one has one pair. You can option up to 2 pair, but an excellent grouping of cockpit speakers in this boat. Obviously cup holders galore, different areas to charge your cell phone and stuff like that are included in the side panels there. The other cool thing is this particular one, it's got subwoofer in it. Like most of the GS22s that we get will include the subwoofer package from JL as well. So that's kind of the upgraded premium sound. Other things in the cockpit, padding and good furniture quality all the way through. Multiple different textures on the upholstery. Rather than just having 1 to 2, there's actually 3 or 4 different textures. Even the stitching in this particular boat pops with the blue color. Different, versatile seating arrangements. This seat actually, if you wanted to have a second lean back seat, you can actually sit somebody there. So you can have multiple people, actually potentially, one person here, one here, one here, one on the other side over there that actually face backwards in the cockpit area. So really excellent utilization of space for a 22-foot boat, to actually, be able to see the boat, see the riders in different configurations. Moving to the bow area, first thing I'm going to notice, this is actually a new windshield on this boat. A little harder edge lines, really, pops up the just the way the windshield looks, makes it look a little different, compared to older prior model years. Gives it a little bit more flair. And then we move to the bow area. Again, we talked about this earlier, how much space is in this 22-foot open bow. I can sit facing backwards. We talked about how many backward-facing seats there are, without hindering the cockpit in the middle by having a seat in the middle that slides back. So excellent space for up to 3 people up here in the bow. Again, Nautique does a great job with stainless steel grab handles. Obviously, you've got the JL speakers up here. A cup holder with a cell phone charger area right there. padding located all the way through so you can sit at a number of different angles. But overall, just an excellent space utilization up here in the bow of the GS22. Thanks for taking the time to check out the 2021 Nautique GS22. For more information, visit our website, buckeyesportscenter.com. Make sure if you like this video, give it a like on YouTube. Thanks again from us at Buckeye Sports Center. Thanks for watching.